Alright, today we have 1961 Studebaker Hawk tour.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
The problem he's having with this here fine machine is radiator cap has come undone. Cap is being the cap of the radiator, not the cap. So the closest thing I could find to work in here was a Nova radiator, which kind of goes along with the small block that he has put in here. But with the shallowness of the hood, it's going to be a total pain in the butt for this tall guy to work on. And you always want to keep your radiator shroud, which will also be interesting. So I'm sure this is just going to be lovely. Taking off warm or hot radiator caps, a couple of rags, and don't take the cap off and then look down in there. I've seen that happen where it hasn't quite blown out yet. You get the cap off, it hasn't blown out yet. You look down in there and it hits you, and I watched a guy do that on an old caddy one day. Humorous, but could be a really bad situation, so don't do that. We got the antifreeze into the pan without making a huge mess, which is impressive for me. And I want to take this piece off, but that's going to create a little issue with the hood prop being on that piece. Man, this hood is heavy. Oh, looks like that just falls out. Yeah, looks like we can get this a little higher, so we're going to. Might have to take the fan off. Okay. Not too bad. Until the son of a gun about 10-15 minutes. Clean up some of our mess here. This looks like the kind of car that he would appreciate that. So, you can kind of see our panels that would bolt onto the Nova core support and then our stock core support here. So we need to adapt over to that and then get the original radiator shroud back on, which will bolt right back to its original spots. I want to check our radiator hose size. That's why I took off that other radiator hose. I just want to stick it on the radiator, see how close we are, and see where we have to go with this here. So what I need to do is make a little Z. It'll go behind this because the nut certs are this way, so I can bolt it to that, and then I need to bolt it from here this way so it'll hold that shroud on as well. So I think that my zigzaggies need to be about 3/4, and then I need about there, about 2.5. So 2.5 with 3/4 on the ends. On the radiator side, we'll just go with 1.5 inches because overhang won't hurt us, and then we'll do our same 3/4 because that's a slim fit next to that inner fender there. So 3/4, what did I say, 2.5? 3/4, 2.5, 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3/4. You got that? I'm gonna forget in about 2 seconds. little brackets in here. Now we'll slide the radiator down in there and mark our holes that we're going to use bolted into the bracket. You know, I figured out that this bolt was about the right height at that other bolt, so I'm bringing it up. I want it to be at the right height. You need to have this cap at your high spot so it'll fill correctly. Water goes level, so you have to have your fill spot at your highest point. So we'll get these back off, clean them up a little, drill our holes, paint those brackets, put them back in hopefully for the last time. Our lower radiator hose is not correct. Our upper radiator hose is. I wish it was the other way around. But it's the way she is. There's our little brackets, painted them up all purty. Make it purty. Make it purty, make it purty. Some things I don't like. What I don't like is this gap right here in the shroud. It's going to try to pull air through here. It's easiest deal. So I can cover this, or I can cover from there to there. I think it would look nicer if it covered here. We could even blend that into this. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll make two little pieces to cover here, and then maybe I'll bend this up a little bit. It can already flex up there a little bit. But then do a seal here or another piece of metal there. Because that in St. George is real hot. And that shroud needs to be able to pull that air through tightly. Kind of more of an airtight kind of a deal. So I think if we do that little thing on each side, another thing we need to do is put down the hood, make sure that the hood's not hitting the radiator. I think we're okay, but still need to double check. Alright, looking sharp. I still don't like this little gap here. Might try to figure out something there. But I still haven't checked if it clears the hood, which is something I should probably do. Whoa! God dang, that's a heavy hood. We're good. I ended up using a little piece of rubber seal, and then I screwed it down on the ends so it just kind of doesn't go anywhere. Plus that doubled is holding these little pieces down, so worked out good.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.